Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to Enlightened Insights. And thank you to Gerald for holding that up because I had kind of forgotten the name of the show. And we're very, very happy to have you here today. And I'm wisdom seeker Joan, and I'm delighted to have my friends SunPsychic Jean and Gerald of TarotStache with me today. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Jean, tell us what you've been up to lately.
Wow. I've just finished a psychic fair in my area, and it was a wonderful event, and we met some beautiful people. I actually had another medium that was in the show come over and write down her name. She booked it and she paid for her reading, and she sat down and she wanted to ask me a question about her spirit guides. And I'm like, sure. I'm like, just hang on a second. I'm closed my eyes and I'm going in. And I gave her a reading on her spirit guides. And you know how we kind of tune into each other first. And I said, I'm just going to tune into your energy. And I told her a little bit about herself. And she's like, that's amazing. You knew everything. That's me to a T. And she's like, how do you know my spirit guides? And I said, nobody ever asked me that before. And she said, I am a teacher. I'm a medium. I'm a psychic and a medium, and I teach mediumship. And I know how to talk to the loved ones on the other side. But how can you talk to my spirit guides? And I told her, I said, it's intention and trust. And I said, this is what I said, they're always around you. They're here. And it was amazing the information that came through. And I'm disappointed that I can't record it. They can record it and take it with them, but I don't have any recordings of these things. But it was such a beautiful confirmation and validation that a psychic medium, came over and asked me for a reading. It was fun.
Talk about confirmation.
Really? Oh, that's just great. And I understand that this is the last big show of your season, and I'm glad that you're going to get a little bit of a break, but I'm going to be sad because I just love hearing the stories, just ones like that, because you get to share some of those fun stories with us. So
Yeah, and the learning curve, or not the learning curve, but the learning growth, the growth that you learn from doing, like, several people all in one day.
Oh,
And
yeah.
having different people come in and go out I really do expand my skills every time I do these shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Gerald, what's happening with you these days?
I have great shows lined up on my channel. I've got later today, I'm doing a back and forth with Jamie, and we're talking about this brand new tarot deck that came in, the Unessential Tarot. And then I am on with Mark, Spirit Whisperer. And then on Thursday, I'm having a conversation with Linda de Gonzalez and Hershey the Shadow Reader about baggage, not luggage like you travel with. Baggage is that energetic stuff that just sort of shows up and hangs around. So I encourage everybody to subscribe to my channel because I do lots of stuff. I'm fortunate to be invited to other guests, to be a guest on other people's channels. Also, I am doing private readings. So contact me, and so that's lovely. So I'd love to do more private readings.
They can reach you on your YouTube page at TarotStache, and I just put in.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
TarotStache@gmail.com. You can either email him directly or go to his YouTube, and you can find his email there as well.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
And I want to welcome everybody who's come, and I'm just going to encourage you to put some questions in. And if you could use all caps or some emojis or emojis, that'd be great. But hello to Viviani and Nancy Smith and Seashells, Emily, Lawrence Bradley, Candy B, Blue Crescent Tarot.
Hi, Dan.
Sandra, Doyle, Jonathan Daly. It was fun being on being able to ask a question on your show the other day, Jonathan. Thank you for the reading.
The unicorns.
and Sue Toffee, Candy B, Chick from Ohio, Joanne Mayhew. Thank you all for coming. Yeah. Okay.
Joan, I wanted to follow up with Chick from Ohio. I was actually hoping she would be here today. And she was on the show with us. We did our Magic Monday yesterday,
Right.
and I saw her driving. Remember, I saw her at the helm of a ship, and I
Yeah.
said it was like a plastic little kid's toy, and she wasn't really driving, that they were underneath driving for her. And remember, I said there was like a big giant ship behind her. It was almost like the whole state of Ohio that she was carrying with her. And I thought it was maybe some, burden or some concerns or worries that she was carrying. And you know how you just fall asleep and you're like closing your eyes and then you go, oh my gosh, that was a spaceship she was on. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
I didn't get it till now. That's why. And they were letting her drive. And it was like this big giant thing, like the whole state of Ohio around her. And I'm like, and it just came to me. And spirits like, Gene, we were trying to tell you how big it was. Why didn't you know it wasn't a spaceship? But it was. So I got it
love
at
that.
last night and I couldn't do anything about it. But thanks that she's back here today. But yeah, that was
Wonderful.
really. Mhm.
And I have to say, sometimes I do wish there was an add-on type of thing, because it's afterwards when it's like, oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what that meant. I wish I would have said something.
Yeah. Well, and wisdom seeker Joan, what's going on for you?
Well, I'm living in the moment, so much so that I don't really know. I don't think I have anything going on the rest of the week, but I know in 2 weeks, Jean and Terry Suzuki and I will be doing Magic Week or Magic Monday. Terry has been in Japan for over a month, or about a month, I think. And so that will be kind of the reunion show. And I'm really hoping that everybody will watch with that. So I know
Yep.
that one's coming up.
We're getting the band back together.
Get the band back together. It'll be
I
fun.
love that. Love that.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
And we had Blue Crescent Tarot at 5 after I posted a question.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to help. And by the way,
Yes, thank you.
this is what we like to do. We want to see all of the questions so that we can answer as many of them as possible.
Yes.
So it's great.
And we'll kind of go in random order. And we're going to go for about an hour or so. And let's see, we'd love to have you let us know if you're here. So let's start with Nancy Smith. Nancy, I think you're still here, but could you just kind of give a shout out and let us know if you're still here? And then after Nancy, it will be Seashells. So if you two could just let us know you're here, we'll get going.
And just as a reminder for everybody who's just now coming in, we're doing messages from angels, spirit guides, departed loved ones, questions about careers, relationships, moves, pets, and general readings. And I love that is so easy that it's all running in the banner below in case anybody new is coming in.
Yeah. Let's see. Nancy, are you still here?
Yep, she says hi.
Okay, great. Thank you. So here we go. What do my spirit guides want me to know right now? So let's start out with a spirit guide question for Nancy.
Nancy, your spirit, go ahead.
No, you go.
Nancy, your spirit guides are letting me know that there is a lot of things that are going on right now for you. You've been working hard at some things, and you're almost done with that. So then you can start on something new and learn from what you have done previously. I'm also curious if Nancy, have you had a recent change in spirit guides, or that sounds so weird. It's just like, have your spirit guides changed, or is one of them coming more succinctly and more directly to you? Because it feels like there's an opportunity of rounding out. Oh, it says yes. Joan knows. So it feels like you're rounding that out, and because it's a great opportunity to go upon your journey with some enthusiasm that may have not been happening because the journey has been heavy. So it's sort of like a lightening your step. I get a picture of you holding hands and like skipping along, sort of, trying to remember a little bit of the joy. So I will stop there.
I'm going to jump in on this one because it correlates with what Gerald was saying. Right away, my throat chakra lit up really, really strongly, and I heard, "Speak your truth, and the truth will set you free." And for the second part, it showed me a picture of a bird cage with the door open, and the bird was flying out. And then I turned over and picked cards and got the vulture, which is all about accept the inevitable, let go of the past, and welcome a rebirth to begin. And then I got this one, leap, and just leap, and the message is spread your wings. So that's what you're going through, and speaking your truth and letting go and letting things go. It's going to let you just have this whole new leap into life, and things are going to be good. Or yeah. So I hope that and Nancy said, which has been missing, joy.
And you were talking about leaping, and I have
I'm
the
sorry.
Fool. You were talking about the Fool. I mean, you leaping, and one of the cards that I picked was the Fool, which is about a leap of faith.
Okay. I hope I didn't step on your toes there.
No,
Okay.
not at all. Not at all.
Good,
We're all
good,
great.
good. We're all
Yeah.
connected. Jean, what
Yes.
did you get for Nancy?
I got something very similar, surprisingly, because I was writing as we were all silent. And what I heard from your spirit guides, Nancy, and the energy when I was picking up on your energy, I feel like you're wondering um, what effects can you have on the situation. And they want you to know that you are valuable. You are valuable, holding your own light. Your prayers are heard. You have very strong conviction and intention in your prayers. Your kindness is felt. Your kindness to those who have um, uh, you know uh, some I don't know what the word is, some opposing force in front of them, and your kindness to these people who are in opposition at this moment is very much appreciated. It's our intention, our heart, our prayers, our kindness, our light that makes a difference. And then I had that your frustration is fleeting. So that means it is here, but it's not here to stay. It will dissipate. Don't hold on to grudges. Let go of the expectations. Because when we let go of the expectation, or um, uh, we allow for the possibility of spirit and miracles to occur. The unknown is where all the magic happens. And they said to allow for miracles. So I do feel that you're wondering, how much power do you have? Am I, what can I do? What is my worth? What difference can I make, or am I making? And it is frustrating not being able to do something, but being together and being compassionate and having your intention and your prayers and your kindness, I think really does go a long way. And when there is a time to be called upon, we will be.
Beautiful. And Nancy said about when we mentioned rebirth, and she said, a man I dated 3 years ago is suddenly back in my life. And while Jean was reading, I did the pendulum on that, and it said, yes, he may not be like the forever man, but it's an example of this new, the moving on that you're doing by letting things go or speaking your truth, that type of thing. So great work, Nancy. Thank you for that. That was a good kickoff question. And I know that Seashells is here. Here's her question. And next up is Viviani, whom let's see. There we go. And next up is Viviani, who I believe is still here, but let us know. Okay, Seashells, may I ask about love coming in? Wonderful. Thank you for letting us know you're here, Seashells.
A romantic partner.
Yes.
So, Seashells, I'm hearing that it's important for us when we are looking for love outside of ourselves. It is the magnetic force is not there. When we are happy with ourselves and have a fulfilled life and sharing and being social, there is a different energetic force. There's a different magnetic type of energy that's around us when so it's important to be happy and not happy, but be content and fulfill our own joy, our own happiness, our own excitement, it's really important for us to fill our own cup and to be the person who we're looking for. So with that said, this is the formula. And once we start paying attention to ourselves and really treating ourselves with the highest regard and respect, then it will absolutely attract in love. And if we are negating and sacrificing and putting down ourselves, it is not. It's really an attraction, an energetic force, a magnetic force. Consider it and try it and see what happens. So, if Seashells works on this magnetic force, will there be love for her in her future? Yes. Will there be love for her by June of 2025? Not yet. Will there be love for her by September of 2025? I'm looking around September. All right. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I'll let you guys fill it in.
So Seashells, what I'm getting is it goes back to what Jean was saying. Part of it is the energy that you're putting out and the state that the energy you're creating. But I also am getting a sense of it may not be quite time yet. You can entertain it, and entertaining it is part of the fun, I think. And it feels to be it's going to be a subtle sort of developing rather than a knight in shining armor swooping in. And so it might be somebody who suddenly it's like, oh, wow, I like the way I feel with this person. And then part of it is, and this is probably this is Gerald. This is Gerald. It's not a channeled message. You really have to believe you are lovable exactly as you are. You don't have to change a single bit in order for someone to love you, because you want somebody who is going to love you exactly as you are and is going to support you for your own development and that. So don't be cutting yourself out of things because you might not think you're lovable. You are. You're very lovable. Just be open to allowing someone to love you just as you are. And that can be very scary. So I think I mean, and part of it is it part of the big picture plan? Maybe. But it's going to be somebody, and that it's a mutually beneficial thing. So that's what I have for you, seashells.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And what I got, oh gosh, I got a whole little movie for you. It was all kind of like in cartoons, but the first thing I saw was a big red heart and the crack through it, and the two parts came apart and one fell. And then we went into a little line drawing. There's a little stick man with hat on, and he's pushing. It's kind of a cross between. It's a wire basket, but it's more like you know, a garden cart than a shopping basket. Anyhow, he catches that part of your heart and rushes it off to the hospital. And then you're there and it's being nurtured, and all of a sudden it's not just the half of the heart. You're in the hospital bed and there's the doctors with a little, lights on their head and the whole thing looking after you, and there's lots of action going on tending you. And then it turns into a new mother scene that you've birthed a whole new heart. So it needs some tending, and then you've birthed this whole new heart. So you need some healing. I'm sorry, that was a really long, but kind of an interesting
this
way
is beautiful.
to show you what was happening. And maybe it took so long because it's going to take a while to heal that. But then I drew cards for you, and the first one I got was this beautiful card, the Archangel of Hope, who says, expect the best. So as you're healing up, you have to expect the best. And from the feathers deck, I got the white swan. The power of divine grace is within you. So this beautiful, beautiful card, expecting the best, the white swan, and then from the tarot deck. And sometimes I don't like to draw from this because they just never pull any punches. It's the Seven of Swords. And I'm not that great a tarot reader, but this is the guy who's stealing something. And so just kind of be aware when you're putting yourself out there. This is why you need to heal your heart, so you won't be vulnerable to somebody like this who wants to steal that piece of your heart and tear it to pieces again. So Gerald, you know tarot a lot better than I do, but if you wanted to chime in on what that might mean, but that's what came to me. So
you nailed that. You nailed that. And
okay.
So I was pulling, and I have to say, because you're repairing this heart, the bottom of my deck, I got the Ace of Swords. So something new, new way of thinking, a new way of speaking about yourself. And I got the Ace of Cups, which is the card of new love coming in, new opportunities. I'm just like going, okay. It's like, this is this magic. You can't make this stuff up, people.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Seashells, for that. And she said, yes, I understand. And that's beautiful. Great. Thank you so much. And I wanted to say hello to other people. Leona, who's a new viewer here, thank you so much we have your question, and thank you for the contribution to someone's channel. And let's see who else has come in. Carl and Linda Kennedy, and I'm sorry if I've missed other names, but anyhow, let's get back to readings. Viviani is next, and then let's do Karen Doyle. Viviani, I have a lot going on. I would like a message from my guides. Oh, Viviani, let's see what we can do.
I feel like you're in an acceleration, Viviani. I do feel like you are being pushed or accelerated in some way, and you're like, wait, I have to finish that. Wait. It's like things are going by you and you don't feel like, so you may want to massage and perfect and make it smooth, but things are happening and going by you. And it's okay, because what you need to be focused on, you'll absorb. I feel like the attention for these things flying by don't need a month or a year to focus on it. I feel like the information that you're going to get just by touching on this and letting it fly by, touching on this and letting it fly by, I think that's okay. I think it's okay. It's almost like introducing you to different ideas and different energies, and that it will come back around if you're needed to dive deeper into the energy. But I do see you. I feel like you're like in a seat, and the seat is on like a not a roller coaster, but some sort of a mechanism that your seat is moving forward, and the things that you are interested in are flying by you. But you're looking at them and you see them and you're introduced to them, and trust yourself that, Viviani, on some level, you've done this all before. You've had past lives where you were a seer, maybe an elder or wise elder in a tribe somewhere, or a seer, or a healer of some sort. You've done this before. This is not the first time you've done this. Your attraction to developing your skills is all about a memory. Everything you need is already inside of you. So if they say this healing is going by and you're like, wait, I wanted to learn more about that, you already have it here. You already have it here. And if it's meant to be expanded upon, it will come back and reveal itself once again.
I have to follow that, because
Definitely.
Viviani, what was just described to you is exactly the feeling that I was getting for you. And I was actually seeing you going like this with a book, and you're just seeing words that are popping up. Oh, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And what's happening is, and I wrote this down, is you're not learning, you're remembering. And so this, those things that are passing by you, it's reminding you, Viviani, you can do that. You have access to that. And I also wrote down 3 words: fast, faster, fastest. and those were the first things that I wrote down, Viviani. And it feels very overwhelming. But it feels very overwhelming, because it is. Instead of getting overwhelmed, lean into it and go, okay, when I need that, I can find it. I will remember that. Because so I was flipping over cards, and as you said that she was a seer, I got the Queen of Cups, which is, this person is doing tasseomancy. She's reading the tea leaves, and that lines up. It's so incredible. So there you go. That's incredible.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Viviani, when I tuned in, I was getting something similar, except in different pictures. I saw a heart again, and this time it was like there were curlicues, sort of all kinds of colorful curlicues being drawn around it. And then it was like they were ribbons, and 2 doves came in and took the ends of the ribbons and then went flying off with them. And so it went from kind of on a page to just off, and they're trailing the ribbons behind them. And the message, I think, was that, yep, that's all that stuff, all the very detailed stuff. It's still going to be happening down where the 2D picture was drawing itself, but they're out in the 3D world now, or higher, and they're focused forward. And then they were focused forward and down. So it's sort of like that zoom out, take the big picture. All the little details are great, but focus on the big picture and what's ahead. And they didn't let go of the ribbons, though. So they were still fluttering there and still had them, but just they were, more straightened out and flowy, rather than all the little tiny curlicues. And so when I drew cards for you, I got the Archangel of Patience, who says, trust the process, and the sandhill crane. Well, it actually just says crane, but the picture is a sandhill crane. You will soon enter into a beneficial partnership. Luck and longevity will bless this union. So we're not quite sure what kind of partnership that is, but that's coming, and maybe that can help ease some things. And then from the tarot deck, I got the Four of Swords, which might mean you might, after this period, need just a little bit of rest to kind of recharge a little bit. So, yeah, you definitely have a lot going on. Let's see. She was also saying that her 3D life is crazy right now. She loved Gerald's message. A wow for that. And nice hearts and doves. So thanks so much for all the feedback. She said, last night I meditated under a tree and asked for guidance. Oh, that was a great, great thing to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Stay grounded and take off from there.
I want to know what kind of a tree, Viviani.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
You don't
and
have to
love
tell
to you too.
Yeah.
Yes. And next up was going to be Karen Doyle, but Karen had to leave. Her little fur baby is, as people in the chat need to know, is in the transition process. So we'll all send her lots of love for that. So after that, let's do Blue Crescent Tarot and then Candy B. Can you let us know if you're here? I think I've seen Blue Crescent.
Mm-hmm. And Leona might be a good person to add because she did give a bit of a donation.
Yeah.
So
If Blue
and
Crescent.
Deanne is here. Yep.
Okay.
Deanne is here.
Great. And then, great. So let's do Blue Crescent Tarot, open to hearing from a general read from her guides for general insights.
So, I'm sorry, you said her name was Deanne?
Deanne, yes.
Okay.
So, Deanne, I feel like you're going to be connecting with your spirit guides, and you may even be doing some, if you don't already do some automatic writing. And this is a form of channeling. When you do automatic writing, it's sort of like getting messages and writing them down, but then it'll start coming and flowing through. I do see you connected to a galactic sort of contact or energy as well. But you do have this awareness and this it's like you feel like you're being not carried, but I feel like you're being carried, or that you're being supported, or that there is somebody around you that is sort of guiding you, and obviously it's your spirit guides, but I think that you know this and you're feeling this. And I think it's also that little bit of I know this, I do this, I feel this, I write this, and then life gets in the way. Like, oh, the dog, oh, the car, oh, the job, and you're like, but wait, this, and they're saying it's okay. It's okay to do both. It's okay to jump back and forth. That it's almost like riding a bike. As long as you're doing the work at the times that you are available, and that your intention is pure and direct attention with this work that you're doing, that it's almost like you're going to be able to jump back and forth. You're going to be able to go in and out. And they want you to know that it is most important for all of us to be our human essence, and then to also carry the light of the knowing of that we are all divine souls while we walk on this earth. So the art of doing both is achieved through practice. Oh, she says, I haven't written in a long time, but I used to a lot. And I do think, oh, I'm not doing enough. So it's just, I won't do it at all. No, it's okay. It's okay that you're not in there every single day. Yes, it's hard to be my human essence sometimes. Oh, good, Deanne. I'm glad.
Deanne, I wrote down the words play and giggle. So playing and giggling will help adjust some of the energy that's going on, and especially to incorporate it. I love the idea of the galactic energy. And I also wrote down light colored crystal jewelry of some kind is something that could be very appropriate for you. And so I pulled 3 cards. And the middle card is the 5 of Wands. And I love the 5 of Wands depicted here in the Out of Hand Tarot is because it is an exchange of energy. It also reminds us of like Grandmother Spider. But this is so, this isn't a bad thing. It's a thing. But on either side of this, I got aces. I got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. It feels very much like you're using this energy to help propel you and do some new and very exciting things.
She's saying she had a necklace from Jonathan, and she had it on Sunday and thought, I really should wear this more often. And it's a very light rose quartz. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. And
There
that's
you
how
go.
it's done, folks.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm like going, woo. Okay, kids.
Good job.
Excellent. So fun. Dan, when I was tuning in, I saw you on a tricycle going really, really fast, and like your knees were pushing, pumping, and you were frustrated that you weren't going fast enough. And then instead of getting on to, and while I'm thinking, I heard Jean say a bike, but I wasn't really paying attention. So we're both seeing you pumping on a cycle of some sort. And then the wheel got bigger and it turned into one of those old fashioned bicycles with a huge front wheel. And you were still pumping really, really hard. So even though you were making more progress, it was still hard. And then you just kind of let it drop and you just started flying. So it's just a gradual moving on, and then pretty soon you're just going to be flying. So things are going to work out well that way. And then I pulled some cards for you and got the Archangel Brachial, who says live outside the lines. So don't, and I love it because he kind of looks like Prince. So who lived a
You can't
little
go wrong
outside
with
the lines.
Prince. Yeah.
Yes. So you don't have to live too far outside the lines, but give that a try. And then I got the Cardinal, who said stand tall and proud and see the leadership role unfolding ahead of you, and just kind of your path unfolding ahead of you. But when it started out, I forgot to mention that I had my heart chakra was just buzzing and it was connecting with my throat chakra. So it's like you're speaking from the heart. All of this stuff coming through for you is coming through from your heart, and it's just a really beautiful message that's coming through you. So to share with that you share with your own self or those around you. So thank you for that. That was a really beautiful reading that everybody gave. Okay, next up here, that was Blue Crescent. We're going to do Candy B and then Leona.
And I have to say, Ms. Sherlock has posted in about a reading that I think we did for her. And the general has retired from parenting, and their son is much happier. And I think what's going to happen, Ms. Sherlock, is suddenly your son is going to see you more as a resource, and he's going to feel comfortable saying, hey, what do you think about this? And so that's very, very exciting. Okay.
Oh, good.
So I
And
just want to follow up before we start with Candy B, if you don't mind. Blue Crescent says, I have a print CD with handwriting all over it, and that's recent on her Instagram. And
oh,
she says that when you first started talking about the tricycle, you had me in tears. So duly noted. Oh my gosh. Well, Deanne, this was your day for sure. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for all the feedback. Wow.
yes, that really means so much. We appreciate it.
Yes.
After
Okay.
the show, go meditate.
And go ride a little bit and listen to
You're
some
on
folks.
fire.
Maybe meditating while on a stationary bike or something. Who
Yes.
knows? Okay, Candy B, may I please have a message from my spirit guides about my finances and creativity?
Okay.
All right.
Well, they want to talk to you about your creativity first, because we do create the world around us, and your creativity is your wealth, so to speak, and it is what generates happiness, which generates flow. And your creativity is what will I don't know if there's something that you sell or offer or display that others will see your talents and want to pay for them. And it's not just monetary. It's it's more than that. It's the energetic frequency of flow, of appreciation, of give and take, of compensation, of well-being, and that and that you have an infinite source inside of you to be able to offer others. And this infinite source inside of you that you're offering to others is an infinite source that others will give back to you for that same service. So everything in reciprocity, and believe in yourself that this is where your wealth is, and keep creating. I think that's where it's important to focus. And the only thing I want to say about finances is stay if you just work on organization and keeping notes or spreadsheet. Is perhaps it's a little jumbled and unable to nail things down. And believe me, it's a full-time job taking care of expenses and finances in this world. It is a full-time job. You got to just figure it out and keep something in writing, keep something that you can tally, that you can keep track of each month. And it's not to say how much or to judge, it's just to keep track so that you know what's coming up and you know what happened last year. But that's what I got.
So Candy B, I wrote down some things because you're asking message from spirit guides about finances and creativity. So I wrote down the words work, work, work. Be curious, look in corners and find opportunities, and also create, create, create. So big three words. And as Jean was talking about the finances, and there's a whole lot to doing creativity and doing that and doing that as a business. It can be overwhelming. It can be very overwhelming. It's really important though not to let that take you away from the reason that you're doing it, is to create. And I also I get this sense of it's important for you to set some boundaries about your time. And as you said something about a stay-at-home mom, I think this is one of those things that allow the kids to understand that mom needs this time, so that there's a lot of power in that, and then they can support you. Because I can't wait for the kids to actually say to you, Candy, Mom, do you need to go into your studio? Instead of, like, do you need to take a nap? Something like that. So let them see how it benefits you so that they can support you as well. So, and lots of things that are going on. So But definitely set those boundaries to keep yourself going. So recently started to take some me time. Very good. That's a great example to show to the youngsters. So
That's great.
yeah.
Beautiful. When I tuned in and I was focusing on your creativity, I saw a little slingshot, like, the Y-shaped one that you make out of a stick that has a branch and just, pulling something back. So you're working with that with the little slingshot, and then it turned into like the big sling that you put a big rock in and you twirl it around and throw it like David. That's how David got Goliath, with that kind of slingshot. So it's like you're working small a little bit, and then it grows, and then it has an impact. And then all of that changed to so there you were made an adjustment so you could have a bigger impact, and then it trained back to business about and they kept trying to say this, that I had to write it down, that creativity in a business field is, and maybe it's the business side of creativity, but even if you took a job outside of the home at some point, they're encouraging you to do the creative stuff now, because that is the creativity is the oil that greases the hinges on the doors of
Okay.
they told me it's the oil that greases the hinges on the doors of opportunity so that they can swing open for you at the right time. So that so don't think, well, even if you're with the small slingshot, don't think that this is small. This is just kind of getting things moving. And when I turned to the cards from the angel deck, I got the new earth, and the message on this one is share your gifts, which seems very appropriate. And from the feathers deck, I got the owl. Your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom without fail. So those are wise messages, both.
I love that.
Wonderful. That was so fun. Thank you, Candy B. And we wish you the very best. And I was an at-home mom for many years before getting back into business. And, a lot of times managing people I was really glad I had the opportunity of managing unruly children sometimes when I actually went back to business.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our new friend, Leona, who is asking for a message, just a general message. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Jean, because I actually wrote it down. I was just like, dang, that is really good.
Creativity is the oil that greases, sorry, that was a typo, that greases the door to opportunity. Wisdom Seeker Jones spirit guides. But yeah. Oh my gosh. That was really good. I'm putting it on both shows. Both. Okay. So Leona wants any channel messages, please. Welcome, Leona. Thanks for being here. Aw. So Leona, I think you're looking for a new tribe. I think you're looking for somebody that is going to ground you. I see you might be feeling a little scattered or a little ungrounded and a little pulled in many different directions. It's almost like you don't know what to think or what to land on. And you have structure, but it's you're looking for a spiritual type of tribe and grounding. It's not that you're capable in your day-to-day life, and but spiritually you feel like there's something calling you, that you feel like there's something pulling you, and there's like an energy around you that is inviting you to open up and to learn more. I would invite you to, I don't know, I feel like actually you do tarot cards or oracle cards, or there's something that you do dabble in. Maybe you even use a pendulum from time to time. I feel like you do work with this a little bit in the arts, so to speak. And they want to encourage you to study and to practice. How about you guys?
I got the words that came into my to me is a seedling, and the seedling needs to be tended carefully and follow it carefully and make sure that there is enough sun, that there's appropriate amount of water and nutrition. And you may be that seedling, and a lot of your spirit guides are really, your guides are around you and supporting you with that. So this is a really important thing, because yes, Jean, you said that there was a sense of being overwhelmed, right? And I got the 10 of Wands, which is the card of overwhelm. It's the so much stuff going on. And but I also have, following that, I have the beautiful opportunity of you being able to plan and to shift some of that energy and to go on a bit of a trip, whether it be in your dreams or moving around, because it feels to me like you have an opportunity to have a different perspective and to also offer a different perspective. So and with that, there comes this idea of remembering the tools and the power that you have and you naturally have. Do not discount them, because they matter. They matter, Leona. So that's what I have for you. That's great. Wow.
Beautiful.
She said she felt stifled.
Yeah, exactly what you were getting. Oh, Leona, when I tuned in, I felt lots of energy in your heart. And it was, sometimes I feel this when I'm doing Reiki, where it starts in the heart and it kind of, the energy goes out into your arms. And they did, but the energy only, I don't want to hold up all of that, but anyhow, it only went out about that far, not all the way down your arms. It stopped, because when it goes out in the arms, then you kind of like are taking that feeling of love and spreading it out to others. But it started, but it isn't going all the way. And then I felt some more, and it was my solar plexus was kind of, it was like a vacuum cleaner holding that energy back down into your solar plexus. So it's like your head is going, nah, I don't want to do that. So your head is overwhelming your heart. So just let it go, and maybe make some time for yourself to just let go of your thinking mind and just feel, and just send love to the universe or to yourself, or just feel. And I was also getting the feeling, like ages ago, I was in some sort of dance class, and they wanted you to lead from your chest as you were going out across the dance floor or something like that. And it felt like that. And they said, and feel like there was a rope pulling you from your chest. Oh God. Okay.
She said she had 3 open heart surgeries. Oh my, Leona.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is the card I got for you. And
Look at that. Oh my
leading
gosh.
chest. This is the Archangel of freedom, enlivening your senses, but it's all about that heart. So maybe your heart has physically healed, but it needs some more energetic healing. And that's going to allow the flow of energy. Maybe it might be good for you to see somebody who does like acupressure or acupuncture, or Jean, you're more of an energy healer than I am, or Reiki or something like that, to get the chakras balanced. In fact, oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. You know about the dancing part of it then
Wow.
too. Yes.
Wow.
And about that kind of layout sort of thing. That's amazing. Yeah. So, you might have a suggestion. You could probably just Google chakra balancing on YouTube and get a zillion different things for that. But if you had other recommendations, that would be great. Oh, and my last card for you was the goose, the Canada goose, who says, your dreams and desires are calling you into action. The journey begins today. So yeah, the healing is part of that, I think.
And I just have to say, Leona, in case you ever doubted whether or not you had a heart, there's proof. They've seen it. They've actually seen your heart with the surgery. So you have a beautiful heart. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really interesting knowing that you are a figure skating coach. Shifted energy for me, and it's just like going, wow, okay, you've got this, you have this beautiful technique to understand and to help people who are striving to do their best to push themselves appropriately and not too far, because of, pushing too hard isn't good. I would also say, Leona, consider that for yourself. Apply that to yourself. Do not push yourself too hard. Be nice to yourself. But
we both clicked on that at the same time. You go ahead.
I'll do it. Leona says, I taught that to my students, but I was blocked for some reason. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you're a smart lady. You just need to take your own advice, my dear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we wish you the very, very best. And yeah, I'm really glad you visited today. How beautiful.
Great.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah. All right. Next up, let's see. Can we do Emily Lorenz Bradley and then Sandra Doyle, who I'm probably mispronouncing your name. If you two ladies could let us know that you're here, that would be great.
Emily's here.
Fabulous. Thank you.
And we're getting close to time there, Joan, just so you know.
Okay. All right. Oh, dang it. There's so many to do. Do you have any guidance about transferring schools? Any insight on what I need to do, where to go, and what major to apply for? Okay. I'm not sure if we can. We'll see what we get. No promises on real specific details. Emily Lawrence.
So, Emily, I see you in early childhood education, or even a counselor's early childhood counseling. You have an amazing, empathic, tender, kind, sweet way about you, and it's or you could work with even geriatric, which is seniors. But somewhere where you have patience, you have kindness, and there's this gentleness that is required, and compassion, kindness, empathy. I think that something like this would be wonderful for you. And just as I think that there's going to be a lot more seniors, elders that are staying alive longer, that, I don't know, kids come in every day too. So whichever one you choose, I think you'll be really good at that.
I think the idea of if you're, guidance about transferring schools, any insight, what I need to do, where to go, and what major to apply for. I would think, what I wrote down is check the energy, check for the energy that invigorates you about the school, that gets you excited, that you want to keep showing up, Emily. Because I think the idea of education, it could be very helpful. And again, entertainment purposes only. But remember that whatever you're going to do, this is going to be a long journey, and you're going to work really hard at it. And you should feel very pleased with the work that you're doing. Because I got the Empress. Talk about, ripe with possibilities. Allowing things to come to fruition. Then I got the Nine of Pentacles, which is really about the hard work. And Emily, it's about making sure that that you remember that the slow and steady is what wins the race. Because be careful not to put blocks in front of you that do not exist. Because as Jean was saying, geriatrics and early education, both are really, really important. So there you go. That's what I have for you, Emily.
Wonderful. Yeah. And when I tuned in, Emily, I got I got you standing there playing the violin. And I don't know if you play the violin or if you're in music or anything like that, but what came to me, what they were showing me was that you were just standing there playing alone, and the violin needs to be in a group. It needs to be in a either a quartet
Ooh.
or a chamber orchestra or a full orchestra or even like a jazz combo or something. And so I think this is the answer. They're saying you play beautifully, but you need to find your herd. You need to be in your place. And if that means transferring to a place where whatever it is that you're interested in has a stronger program, then go there. You really need to find your herd, to be around people who enjoy the violin, who enjoy, whatever the violin represents for you. And when I pulled cards for you, I got the Archangel Raphael, who says prioritize your health. And when you feel like the one who doesn't fit, that it starts with your mind, but it's not a healthy place to be. So whether that's a place that you can find in the program where you are, or the institution where you are now, or can find it somewhere else, I think that will help with potential health problems, whether you have them now or they might come down the road if you just feel on the outside all the time. And then I also got the Heron, let go of convention and follow your own unique path. So, yep, but even herons, they have a flock. So you don't have to be like everyone else, but there's birds of a feather that flock together, and you need to find your flock or your herd. Yeah, and she's been having health problems lately. So they might, who knows, energetically might be combined. So yeah. Okay, and I'm just going to try just on stay or go. Is it in Emily's best interest to, I was going to say to fly the coop or flew the coop, to move to a different institution of education? Yes. Will she find her flock in a different college or university or training program? Yes. Okay. Are her health problems related to this? No, the health is something else, but it's not. It's kind of just circling that they might be a little bit related, but definitely go see your doctor and all of that type of thing too. But getting the mental angst and anxiety and everything under control could, oh, great. And she's considering creative writing. Wonderful. Beautiful.
Wow.
Yes. There's a whole flock of people who do that. So we wish
Yeah.
you all the best. Well, I'm very, very sorry that we weren't able to get through everybody. Actually, we just have 2 more. Do you think we could do 2 more?
That's up to you. Oh, I think Gerald has another
Yeah,
show
that's
after
fine.
this.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Any messages? Let's do 2 real quick ones. Sandra Doyle, a message from her dad, Ernest.
So I got, what I'm getting from Ernest is he's just saying, he is encouraging you to talk with him directly. It's this feeling of you may be missing some opportunities to communicate with him in your everyday life and just the day-to-day stuff, and in dreams. I get this feeling of so because the energy's there. It's just not necessarily coming through. I got the moon, which is, oh, this is very interesting. Okay, so I have the moon, which is the card of suggesting meditation, dreams, and healing. Then I also got the card, the Two of Cups. And if you look at these two cards at the bottom, these fish are on both cards. And so Ernest is saying, I'm around you. You talk to him all the time. Okay, then he's actually saying, now you switch gears and you turn into listening to him and to see if there is something that Ernest wants to say to you, because you talk to him all the time. That's great. Now just see how he's going to communicate with you, because it feels like he's trying to figure out the right language to work with you and the right symbols or words. It could be music, it could be leaves, feathers, something like that. He needs some practice in communicating with you. So, okay, cool. Okay.
Wonderful.
So Sandra, what I was picking up is first thing I saw was stripes, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Was he a referee by any chance, or did he play sports or like sports? Something with stripes. Can't think of what else would have stripes on it. So, and I feel as though he did live a long life. I see him retired for quite some time. I see him being a little more sedentary. So maybe I'm picking up the energy towards the end of his life. Like he would not do much, but he was a happy person. He was very kind and agreeable. He was always like, yeah, that's fine. No worries. Yeah, I can eat that. I like that. That's okay. Like he was not very demanding. He was very agreeable, very, easygoing. And perhaps he just liked to watch sports a lot. I don't know what these stripes are. And he said he is watching over you, and he has the dog with him. I'm picking up a dog as well. But he wants you to know that he's very, very proud of you and that he loves you and he's watching over you. Like there's this connection that he is very much passionate about, and it's like he'll never let go. And I don't know if you feel as though since he passed that you've let him go, but he's saying that you'll have his love always in your heart. So that's what he wants you to know.
Beautiful. And thank you, Gerald, for asking Keegan Exon if he's still in the chat. Let's see, Sandra, when I tuned in, the first thing I saw was your dad going, tapping his watch, time. And I asked, so what's that about? Just make good use of your time and kind of try to wring the last drop out of your life here in the 3D world, all the sensory things. And it's like, because every moment counts and it all adds up to thing. Don't waste your time, enjoy the moment and use this time well. And then it switched and I saw him lying down, like it makes sense that he was a teacher. He was wearing a white shirt with a tie and dark pants, like he'd come home from work, but he's lying down either on a patio or on a sidewalk. And he's sighting down he's playing marbles with you on the sidewalk when you were a little girl. And I don't know if you really did this, but what he's doing is trying to get down to sight the marbles, kind of like, so when you fling them, it'll hit the right marble. And his message there is that take your time to line up your shot, because every action has a reaction. And so everything you do in this life, try to do it at the best you can, because every action has consequences that we don't know. Just like smiling at somebody on the street when you're off on a walk, or opening a door for somebody or something like that has unintended consequences that might be like the best thing that ever happened to that person all day or something like that. But it's the consequences. And so he wants to make sure it's worth the effort to lie down on the sidewalk and sight things down and all of that. But he seemed like a great guy. And yeah. And of course, sending you lots of love. And he's also, like a dad, saying, raise your standards. This is the Archangel of Radiance. He thinks you're radiant. but it's also he doesn't want you to sell yourself short. And I also got the white eagle feather. The connection to the divine guidance is within you, so you know that he's there all around all the time, and so are all your angels and guides. So cool. Thank you very much. I'm glad that we could fit
Yeah.
one in, but I don't think our Keegan is here, so I think we should call it at that. Thank you everybody for coming, and we'll be back next month, I'm hoping. And so just keep tuned to all of our channels. And Gerald, thank you so much. And Jean, would you like to recap where you're going to be next briefly?
I'll be on Friday, so come on over and visit us. We have 2 shows running on Friday. It'll be a lot of fun. Priscilla from the Crone Zone and Heather and Ginny is coming back. She's making her comeback.
Fabulous.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And Gerald, you're going to be reading with
I'm actually going to be having a book discussion. Yeah, I'll be reading with Mark on Wednesday.
Okay.
So it's best everybody subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so that way you can be notified. So because I do a decent job of letting people know where I am. So.
And you both do more than a decent job of reading and being fabulous community members. And I thank you both so much. And thanks everybody for coming. We will see you next time. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Joan. Bye-bye.
Bye now.